Hello and welcome back to One of a Kind with me, Coral Turner. Today's show is all about quality over quantity. What does that mean in today's world, and how do we interpret quality today? And I'm actually going to bring along my good friend Judith, who the former fashion designer. You've met her in a previous episode from the company The Essence of Me. So she's going to help me talk about quality as well, because she's actually my quality controller for the range Coral Turner Couture. So without further ado, I'm going to lead on to the garments that we're going to be talking about. So what is quality all about today? Well, for me, it's a very personal thing. I believe in quality over quantity. For example, the dress that I'm wearing is 9 years old, and 95% of the time I'm always wearing something that I've made. The reason being is it's not just about being creative, it is going back to what I've always said about being the individual. So in addition to that, the reason why quality is so important is it's because about longevity and sustainability. The other thing as well is that Britain, as a country, was always known for its impeccable quality when it came to its cottons, when it came to its sheets, its underwear, etc., etc. It was renowned for that. And there's an artisan craft that goes into making quality what it is. And today I'm going to talk about that with my friend Judy again, because she's also the quality controller for the ready-to-wear collection of Coral Turner Couture. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is we're going to bring the past into the present, and how we're going to do that is we're going to start talking about my mum's vintage dress, which is from the 1950s and is over 50 years old, but is still going strong and looks lovely. So thank you, Judy, for joining me today.
Oh, you're welcome, Coral.
And talking about my mum's dress, what's the first thing that strikes you about this particular dress and the fact that it's over 50 years old?
Oh, it's just, you know, the way it's been made. You can see that it's been made really, really well, Coral.
Yeah.
And the finishes.
Yeah.
You can see the stitches, the stitch quality.
Yeah.
You know.
You know, in terms of this craft, because I know with both of us being of West Indian parents, you being from St. Lucia, my parents being from Jamaica, I was always brought up that they always had their seamstresses, and my dad always had his tailors.
Yeah.
And, you know, so for them, quality was always had to be of the utmost in the West Indies.
Yeah.
Would you say that that is a clear reflection of what we're seeing here today?
Oh, absolutely, because, you know, it's like, I remember when I was a little girl in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
And I got asked to choose a dress I wanted from a catalogue, and it would be made for me.
Right.
So a lot of my grandmother was also a seamstress, and my aunts are all seamstresses. So
right.
It's all about finishing.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
it's all about, if it's been made well, it will last well.
Yes, yes.
You know, if it's made shoddy, then yeah, it's more likely to fall apart.
Yeah.
So you can see, I mean, this is 1950, so you can see how well made it was.
And this is machine, it's machine embroidered underneath, isn't it? And then they've put hand beading on there as well, on some of the parts of the front, I've noticed.
Yeah.
And then going underneath, we've got this tulle, which gives it the skirt the fullness, and then we've got this muslin, which has been starched as well.
Yeah.
And even though in terms of its, you know, I expect it to be slightly discoloured for over the years, but still it's intact.
It's intact.
It's amazing, isn't it?
And you know, in the 50s, the dresses were actually padded out to give volume, because the 50s was all about volume and shape, you know, tucking in the waist, and you know, I love the 50s. It's like one of my favourite periods.
But also as well, in terms of this being vintage, don't you find it's exciting because of the beading, whereby if you know, for a beaded dress nowadays, you're talking about thousands upon thousands of pounds. Yeah. You know, and there is this element of hand beading that goes into that you just don't see nowadays unless you are paying thousands and thousands of pounds.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why
because
is this
of the
craft?
time it takes, Coral. Nobody really stops to, well, you know, nobody really wants to labour over anything anymore.
True. That's a shame.
Yeah. So it's it's the time and effort that it actually takes to put into.
Yeah.
Because it's a piece. It's a handmade piece.
It is.
So how many people actually want to spend time making a unique handmade piece?
I do. I do. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's what turns me on every day when I'm working on my pieces. Yeah. Because it's just so, for me, it's just so emotional. To be able to, from that transition from fabric to actually cutting out the pattern, to actually seeing it take form as an actual garment, and it is a labour of love. There's no two ways about it. But why do you feel like the industry is lacking now in terms of quality? Why aren't we celebrating the artisan crafts of people that have gone before us? Why do you feel it's just being so dismissed?
I'd say that would be to do with finance and the economics of it.
Right.
Because most companies now, they want to make instant money.
Right.
Ready to wear, volume. It's all to do with the volume sales market that we're in right now.
Yeah.
Nobody really wants to spend too much time selling one-off garments.
Yeah.
Where they're not going to make as much money as they would if they were selling volume.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's all about the volume, isn't it?
But then aren't we missing out? Because aren't we losing something?
Yeah, we are. Well, you're losing that uniqueness, aren't we?
Yes.
And we're losing the craft.
Yes.
Something like this, which somebody's actually taken time to cut the pattern so that it sort of mirrored.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like the technique of cutting the pattern so it matches.
Yeah, even down to all the little rhinestones and all that fine beading.
The patterns match.
Yeah.
Because most ready-to-wear garments, you lay the pattern down and you just cut.
Yes.
So actually you match a garment even when you're...
It does take time. Yes, it does take time.
And also it's fabric wastage.
Yes, that's very true.
Which is one of the reasons why, ready-to-wear is so much less expensive, because nobody really takes the time to match up. You're just cutting it, making it, and it's in the shops.
Right.
Whereas if you do something like this, which is more sort of crafts orientated, you actually take the time to look at where you're actually placing shapes.
Yes.
Placing designs, especially something like this. You want to see the pattern, don't you?
Yes.
On the garment. You want to see the pattern.
Yeah. The way it all follows through.
Yeah, you don't want to lose it.
No, that's very true. And even in something, I love the way that, something as simple as this embroidered flower, and then they've taken the time to actually do the stymie in the centre, and then all the leaves, and the way it just continues to flow. But the fact that, what I find is fascinating about this dress is, like I said, over 50 years old. Yeah. All it needs is a few, for me to do a bit of hand sewing on this to bring it back up to date in terms of where the threads have become a little bit tired, and just to give it a really good steam press.
It's very Norman Hartnell, isn't it?
It is.
The Queen's.
It is very much so.
It's very Norman.
Very much so.
Because we used a lot of these embellishments.
Yeah, that's right.
On a lot of the Queen's garments in the 50s, because a lot of her garments, they're all heavily embellished.
Yeah, that's very true.
And they look so exquisite, don't they?
Don't they?
And expensive.
This is it. And the beauty of quality is that it always lasts the test of time. There's no two ways about it. This is why you go to museums, to see pieces like that.
This.
Yeah, I agree with that. So then moving on to modern day now, this is this young lady here.
Yeah.
Now this is from my ready-to-wear collection. Yeah. So my ready-to-wear, as we were saying, is not the same as everyday ready-to-wear, because I only do one of a kind. Yeah. And the same workmanship that we see that goes into a garment that is vintage is the same workmanship that I actually like to put into my garments as well. So we're talking about the little details.
Lovely detail.
On the sleeves,
it's so
being able to
beautiful.
have fun.
This detail on the sleeve, it's so very, very beautiful. It's so dainty. And the time you've actually taken to put that together, it's so, so, so pretty.
Well, thank you.
And it's so nicely done.
Thank you.
Really, really well done, Coral.
But it is about, I mean, to me, quality is all about, it's also about comfort as well. I mean, the way that you can wear something like this, if you wanted to, you could open it and then you could actually have a statement piece of jewellery on there with that. This dress as well is also lined, and it also has, what I've done on this is I've also put silk organza on the hem, so that with this puddle hem, it means that, and it's a hand finish hem as well, because I didn't want the stitching to show through.
No.
And then I've lined it in a jersey lining, so that you've still got that weight and that body, that goes with it to take it all the way through. Because I feel that in terms of quality, I also feel that good quality garments are also much more comfortable as well.
Because they look expensive, so actually when you're wearing them, you feel like you're wearing something substantial.
Very true.
And you feel special when you wear something that's substantial, don't you?
Very true, and you hold your head higher, don't you? Yeah, and you really get into that whole vibe of
that
it
whole
all.
peacock thing.
Yeah, that's very
like
true.
This dress makes me feel good.
Yes.
It's not only about looking good, it's about the dress making you feel good.
Yeah, and then also as well, the fact that it's one of a kind, you also know that when you go into that that room or into that environment, that you don't have to be concerned about anybody else looking the same as you, because you know that you've already taken centre stage.
Exactly.
I like your thinking.
Your uniqueness.
It is. Okay, so Judith, I've noticed that you're wearing orange today, and what does that all signify?
Vibrancy.
Okay.
I love the vibrancy of orange. It always makes me feel really happy.
Yeah. There is definitely a glow about you. Yeah. But I've also noticed, in terms of going back to quality, this quality of this silk skirt, and this is a silk scarf as well, I take it, and your cotton t-shirt. Yeah. Now, even down to the quality of your t-shirt, that is really high quality. Yeah. Is that something that you consciously look out for? Or quality over quantity for you always?
I do like well-made garments. Yeah. But also with me, I'm eclectic, so I like quirky.
Very much so. I can see that down to the Converse.
I really like. I like quirky, so it's just all part of my makeup. I love scarves.
Yes.
And so I always try to think of different ways of using scarves. Yes. I'm a bit of a scarf girl, so even a scarf as a belt is a nice accessory for me.
So we've got individuality of style, and we also have quality, which is all. I take it this is at the forefront of your mind as well.
Absolutely, and that's what Coral Turner's about.
Very much so.
Individuality of style, and the quality. Because you put the quality, it's like you're putting so much passion. You put your passion into the garments. I love so they become your babies.
They are. I love my work.
And then you have to let them go.
I do. I have to let them go to a home that can appreciate the wardrobe and that can appreciate the dressing.
Absolutely.
So you've heard it here firsthand from myself, Coral Turner, and my colleague Judith Labadie from The Essence of Me. So prior to this episode, we talked about the power of colour. We now talk about the power of quality over quantity. So to close, I'd like to say thank you, Judith, for being here today with me. Really appreciate it. Quality over quantity always wins, doesn't it?
Absolutely, Carol.
And if you'd like to get in touch with Judith, she is available at The Essence of Me for your colour therapy. And if you'd like to get in touch with me about ready-to-wear one-of-a-kind or bespoke, coralturner.com or info@coralturner.com. There is also a contact details on the webpage. So on my website, I should say, so have a look at that. And in addition to that, while I close, I'd just like to say a big thank you for all the social media interaction. It's been really great. It's been full of encouragement, and I like your points and comments, and those will be for later shows. However, in the meantime, the next show coming up is all going to be about bespoke and ready to wear. What is the difference and what's it all about? So take care of yourself, and all the best in the meantime. Bye for now.
Bye.